Hello, my dear colleagues. In this very short tutorial, I want to showcase how I use Edmodo to create student portfolios and differentiate the instruction with Edmodo. Now, you may wonder what are student portfolios and what is their use? Now, let me go to my Preply class on Edmodo and let me show you how does it look like. Before I start showing you the student portfolios, I want to tell you really shortly something about my current teaching context. As a fully online teacher, I teach group classes in an IELTS center from Nigeria, and I also work for a platform called Preply, where I have, as you can see, about 17 individual students. My students come from different countries and different backgrounds. Some of my students are teenagers, some of my students are children, some of my students are adults. Now, let's go to see how do the small groups work. In order to create a small group inside your class, you should locate this part that says small groups and click on plus. When you click on plus, you're going to write small group name. Simply click create. When you enter a group, we're going to go to, for example, a group of an a portfolio of an adult student, maybe Diana. Let's see how it works. So when you create a small group, in order for your student to see this private group, you need to enter the group, click on members, and then click add members, adding members to a small group, and select your student. If you don't do this, your student will not be able to see the posts. Now, how do I use student portfolios? In my case, I use them, as I said, to differentiate instruction. What does that mean? This means that these super short student portfolios are not created by students. They are created by teachers and for students. How does it look like? Since I'm teaching all of these students individually and we only meet up in group lessons once a month, it is very useful to write a summary of every lesson that we have. For example, usual lesson summaries consist of lesson materials, lesson date, vocabulary practice, and areas of improvement slash homework. Now, in the lesson materials, I always write what we are doing and often post a link. So it would be great if you can post links to what you're doing so that the student can save his or hers materials. Vocabulary practice is done on Quizlet, and I have different accounts for every student, personal accounts. These students get a whole new set of flashcards created on Quizlet, and they can use the Learn, Write, Spell, and Test feature. So in this differentiation, I actually include some gamification where English language learners can actually learn how to practice their vocabulary by themselves and recycle the structures. Uh, Oftentimes, areas of improvement and homework do not match, but here they matched. So let's see what are some other things that I do for my students. I post them individual pronunciation practice. In this
I'm
audio,
starting now.
I recorded words that Diana had a problem with, and she had the task to listen, practice, and comment. She hasn't completed it yet because she's probably busy. Other things that I do for my students is post everything that we've done, including screenshots from our grammar lessons. These screenshots come from our grammar lessons, which are interactive, and they include the most important grammar aspects so that the student doesn't have to go through the presentation very all the time. Students also often have homework to write in the Edmodo groups, and the instruction is differentiated because every student can get a very individualized feedback, and by doing this we can address the individual problems in language learning that every student has. uh, this would be a very short idea of how can you organize differentiated instruction in your classroom. By using small groups, you can post specific practice tailored to students' problems. You can post additional practice if a student is progressing very fast. And you can also communicate with shyer students, students who are a little bit introverted. By commenting on their tasks privately. So their tasks do not have to be completed in your classroom group. I hope you had I hope you learned something interesting, and I hope I gave you an idea on how to organize teacher made student portfolios on lesson summaries to differentiate your instruction with Edmodo. Thank you for watching, and for more tutorials, please go to my YouTube channel. And bye bye. See you.